Hello, welcome to episode 17 of the Adventurers Pact.
Howdy do.
Yeah.
Aye.
Anyways, yeah, so let's get right into it. Previously on, the Adventurers Pact, I, had a nice little interaction with Folas' dad. Learned a little more about, the whole, or rather, Folas' backstory as a whole. They then proceeded to return to the plates on attempt number 2 at finding Elizabeth. They fought off a tribe of mold men and followed a tunnel that was there all the way to a small hovel that was the home, as Aurier recognized, of the hag that lived in there. He then followed the tunnel and found an even larger hut, where they found 3 hags who were doing some sort of ritual on Elizabeth. And so Aurier, seeing no real other option, made a deal with the hags to bring back a Wendigo to them in replacement for Elizabeth. After that, Aurier informed the rest of the group that he would be returning to his people. And as a result, he got a new companion with him. Calcus followed suit and headed westward with Aurier. They also met a new friend that they saved in the plates. A mysterious masked individual, or rather helmed individual, with no recollection of who or what or where he is. Folas' father, Nilo, returned, or rather is on his return journey from whence he came. And so, the Pact is headed back to Brisbane, I guess.
Yep.
So, adventures in your hands, lads. What do you want to do?
I believe we're riding with my dad for now.
You're riding.
Yeah, we're riding back to Brisbane.
I guess my guy's kind of just walking.
Well, think of... Yeah, I guess...
Oh.
Wait, didn't we actually get to Brisbane last session?
No, we ended, like...
Before we went to...
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I guess... Or you could just ride somewhere else, I mean...
No, we need
Do
to...
what you please!
We need to take her back to Brisbane.
No one will stop you, do what you please!
Exactly.
It'll still take...
I don't know what to do.
So, Folas has a horse, Chance has a horse.
Belmont has a...
Belmont has a horse. And who's Nuabu riding with?
I don't know.
Because Nuabu and my dad need rides, so...
So, again, what's probably happening is Nuabu is probably riding, with Chance.
I would say
Someone
Nuabu...
brings his steed!
I would say Nuabu should ride with Belmont. He's the lightest, and Belmont needs, like, his own horse.
Yeah, that's true. And then, and so Nuabu will ride with Belmont, and then your dad will ride with Chance, so this is kind of a similar situation between those two. And my guy's just kind of walking.
Shit, yeah, because Elizabeth's on my horse.
Exactly. If I
Um,
wasn't wearing half plate, then maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm wearing half plate, so that would cripple the horse.
Poor horse.
damn.
It's okay. I can take it.
Mr. Blue Armor, do you want us to, ride with you, just make sure you're okay as we're passing through, or you want us to go ahead and we'll wait, like, 3 days for you?
I'll catch up.
Okay, if you really want to be like that, I mean, we could take nights camping and, sleep under the stars.
Do what you feel is best. I
Alright,
will.
party vote. Who thinks we should stay with this guy?
Well, he sort of did just wake up in the middle of Mold Men encampment. I don't think it'd be right to leave him stranded in the middle of nowhere.
That's understandable. Alright, so, Belmont, what do you think?
I think we should ride with him.
Alright,
We'll go slower, but it's better.
majority says we stay with you, Ludwig, so...
Hey, you don't know.
You don't know my
Blue
name.
armor person!
Blue armor person.
Much appreciated. Where exactly are we riding to?
Town called Brisbane. It's sort of well, I say town, it's more like a city, but... Yeah,
I see.
it's down that way. It's
In a
about
general direction.
3-day journey.
What's the town like?
It's a mining town. People are nice, I think. We killed a bunch of people there. That was a thing.
Well, all I feel is a compulsion to help you, so I appreciate you all riding with me. So after Brisbane, what are we going to do?
After Brisbane, wow, that's yeah, we'll discuss what happens after Brisbane when we get to Brisbane. I don't.
I will point out that with my character, his voice doesn't really seem to emanate from his helmet. It just kind of emanates around him per se.
Oh, that's
So it's
creepy.
It's like he's using taumaturgy at all times.
Basically, that's what it sounds like. And also, coming off of him is like this unnatural feeling, like I don't know. It makes you feel kind of down on yourself. It doesn't make you. It doesn't make him. It's not like he's evil or anything. It's just you feel kind of like you feel drained around it at all times.
And later tonight, when we're camping, do you want me to try to take your helmet off again, or?
I don't think it will come off, but I appreciate the effort.
It's worth a try. I mean, we'll see what
I didn't
happens.
have to hurt you again.
I could take a beating.
Well, I certainly hope so.
I think
Hot.
This is the part things get heavy. So I guess my guy will just kind of look around and then ask, "So which way's the town again?"
It's that way.
All right, and he starts walking that direction.
Alright, our horses just begin trotting that direction.
So who's the girl?
Oh, Elizabeth. She's a vampire. No one's supposed to know that, but it doesn't matter for us.
My guy know what vampires are.
Yeah, a little.
I know the basics around.
Yeah.
I see. Is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife.
Is she related to you?
Not at all, no.
We were friends with her dad.
Where is he?
Dead.
Dead.
I see. It's unfortunate.
That it is.
Looking around, would my guy feel any sense of like remembrance, like to the area around him?
I mean, from what you can tell, not really.
All right. So it's just like exploring a whole new world.
Pretty much.
Like out of the womb.
Yeah.
Mr. Blue Armor. I'm
Mr.
thinking.
Blue Armor.
I'm thinking about it. We have a cleric with us, Nuabu. He might be able to sit down with you and, I don't know, maybe ask his god what's up with you. I don't know.
That would be much.
But, you both are pretty strange,
Well, I have no idea what I am. or who I am.
Um,
I like looks at his hand, which is emanating black smoke, just
does,
constantly.
does Nuabu, like, does he get a sense of, like, I guess, because when looking at him, does he just feel, can he roll, like, a religion check on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Where's my white die? There it is. Oh, that's fairly good. That is a...
Also, I'd like to point out that if she has any like symbols, whoever is giving me my wallet powers, they would be probably all over my armor and such.
Yeah.
18.
18. You notice that actually on the man's glaive there is a small emblem of a raven, which is correlated to the goddess of death known as the Raven Queen.
Whoa, that's pretty edgy.
That's
Whoa.
a lot of edge on there.
Slap some edge on there.
Also, seeing as like there's no reason to really have his mount, my guy would just kind of instinctively like let go of it, and then it would disappear.
Alright. He watches the glaive sort of turns into a black substance and actually sucks into his actual arm.
The suck.
The Zuck, yeah.
Nuabu will look at you and be like, huh. You are very weird.
I realize that.
Do you worship, like, the Raven Queen or something?
Who's that?
That thing on your glaive there, that's it's a insignia of Raven Queen.
I don't know who that is.
Well, she's the goddess of death.
Oh,
Well, that's good to know.
I see. Do you think she knows who I am?
I can't tell. I mean, judging on how you have her glaive, I think she might know who you are, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on the Raven Queen.
Do you know anybody who would be?
Not at all.
Well, if I am a worshiper of her, I certainly don't feel like it. Does my guy even know like what gods are?
Not really.
Okay. By the way, what even is a god?
Okay, you know what? Let me just try something with you real quick. Hello? He's gonna say this in Celestial.
I'm pretty sure my guy would know Celestial.
He does.
Alright, yeah. So, my guy understands you're taken aback and then responds in Celestial. Hi.
How do you know that language?
I don't know. I just understand it.
See, I don't know either.
Folas, do you know what they're singing?
No clue. Not at all. They're talking their secret, like sign language.
They are speaking the language of the gods.
Belmont, you know?
No, I don't.
We got John, then we got Belmont.
Nuabu will be sitting on his horse and he'll be like, that's interesting. Guys, Caden said he'll be joining in a second. He's almost.
Wow.
Whoa. Crazy.
We actually have Nuabu playing today.
Alright, let's remove that from my sheet. Well, actually, before I do that, Nuabu's gonna be like, alright, so real quick, just before we all get injured again, maybe, possibly, I'm gonna do,
Maybe.
he'll sort of channel a spell for 10 minutes. He's gonna use a 3rd level slot to cast Prayer of Healing on everyone up to 6 creatures. So not you, because
In regards to my guy, would restoration spells actually hurt him?
No.
Okay. Because I know that's like a division.
Yeah.
Like the undead.
unless you're specifically on undead. Well, actually, in this game, it just doesn't work on undead. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because like I play a game called Divinity, and in that, if you're an undead, poison and necrotic spells.
Well, that's like how blogs work as well.
Folas, Belmont, himself,
They really are.
and I guess Ludwig and Chance. He has nothing else to use it on, so.
Okay.
Let's see. I need a 3rd one. And this is 10 minutes later, by the way. It'll take 10 minutes.
Okay. And that's another question. When it comes to the Raven Queen, is there any chance that she would like manifest through me at any point? Or,
You don't know.
possess? Okay, okay.
You don't know yet.
Okay. So, I got you.
Okay, so Belmont, you heal. I'll just say in general, everyone heals for
Leave the cat alone, dog.
13, 16, 20 hit points. Everyone heals by that amount.
Even me?
People who are damaged.
I got you.
Yep. Alright. Cool.
Cool beans, bro.
Alright.
It's funny because Chance is only missing like 1 HP anyways.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What is a
Belmont's
well?
only missing 3 anyway.
My guy's just gonna like kind of be trying to like pull off even just the smallest bit of armor from it if he can, but he can't really manage to at all. Not even.
Hey! Gosh!
Folas
Leave the
will
cat
say,
alone.
Oh, wait till tonight. When we rest for tonight, I can try and help you take that off.
Weird.
Yeah, I think it is strange that your armor isn't coming off. Normally, it's like clothing, you know? You can take it off if you want.
No. Quick question though. When looking through my guy's helmet, would it be like he's looking through a
No, it's just clear vision.
Okay, I see. So it's not like the slit like
Yeah.
has an effect on it. It's like he can see through it.
Yeah.
I see. My guy would take notice of that too and be like, I'm wearing a helmet, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
I see. Is yours vision clear when you look through a helmet?
I wouldn't be the one to ask this. Maybe Nuabu. He wears a mask all day.
Well, I can see clearly now.
The brain is gone.
That's what I was looking for.
I know.
Weird. I don't know what I am.
Nuabu will say, well, I don't know what I am either, but, I mean, you emanate this dark energy. You don't know why you know Celestial. Sounds a lot like me, except I know my past.
Well, what are you?
Well, he'll unravel his bandages a bit. And there's just pure light coming off of it.
Well, how would that affect my
Doesn't seem to really affect you. It's just a bright light.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like this. I think I'm chosen to be maybe a god's champion or something like that.
What's a god?
Gods are the people who made this world. And they have their own factions, you could say.
And so I'm part of the Death faction?
Something like that, yeah. Well, you're under the Raven Queen faction, who owns sort of the manifestation of death.
And I don't have a choice?
That's something I can't really answer. I know I do it because I believe in her, but...
Well, how do you know that she's out there?
She talks to me sometimes. She actually talked to me recently.
How do you do that?
Well, normally I pray, and sometimes nothing happens, and sometimes stuff happens. But, Opsu just came to me one day and just decided to talk to me.
Yo, I'm a fucking fluffy rabbit. How's it going?
So how do you talk to my god?
How do I talk to your god? That's something you have to do. I mean, maybe sit down one night, pray, thinking about her.
Well, how do I pray?
God. Okay. You get on your knees, put your hands together, and think about that god. And think about how grateful you are for them.
But I don't know what to be grateful for.
Maybe that you're alive.
Am I, though?
You're talking to me right now, and you can think for your own words, so yeah.
So are gods alive?
You know, you're asking a bunch of ethical questions I am uncomfortable answering.
Well, if gods can
Well,
talk
if I had no memory, same way, Nuabu.
well, what makes something alive? Because, so, can gods die?
That is an interesting question. I definitely don't know the answer to that, and I don't think anyone does.
I certainly don't feel alive. When that dog bit me earlier, I didn't...
Crying in my sleep.
Basically. Ugh, my mom's dead!
Listen, tonight I'll see if I can commune with Opsu. I'll see what she says.
Who's that?
It's my god.
And what are they the god of?
Fun.
Fun? Would that, like, cause any reaction from my guy?
You're just like, okay.
Okay.
Youth, fun.
Youth.
Yeah, you know, to stay young.
I wonder what that feels like.
Well, I think, who's the oldest here? Would it be Chance? I mean, you look pretty old.
Well, I'm only like early 20s, he says with a little bit of reluctance.
What about, Belmont?
One sec, I need to look at my sheet.
1 second. Pulls out sheet.
I need to look at my birth certificate.
I'm also in my 20s.
Well, Nuabu
How
will
old are
say,
You guys
technically
don't
speaking,
that?
Nilo's the oldest here.
How old am I?
I can't tell. You're just a suit of armor.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Well, how old does my armor look?
How many scratches are on his armor?
Quite a fair amount, actually. Like, it's well worn down, this armor.
Does it look ancient, so to speak?
Yeah, actually, fair bit.
You're old. You're old. And
Freaking old.
maybe you don't realize that yet, or maybe your body doesn't realize it yet, but you look old.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It could go either way.
Funny. Well, how much farther until Brisbane?
A couple days.
Oh. Am I slowing you down?
Yes, but we want to stay behind with you.
I see.
What if you have another blackout and you get lost?
What is a blackout?
You forget what just happened.
Oh. Well, it's not that I forgot. It's that I don't know.
Well, that could be twisted either way. I mean, you could forget that anything happened.
You forget that you don't know.
I don't know.
But usually when you forget something, I thought it was just that you could at least remember bits and pieces, but maybe not the whole thing. I don't know anything. It's weird.
You know what? You're just a weird cookie.
And my guy makes a habit of like always looking at his hand, keeps emitting smoke. No. Is it possible to pray while walking?
Is it possible to pray? I mean, yeah. Just put your hands together and just close your eyes. Think real hard about your God.
I think I'll just talk.
See if that works. My guy just kind of like looks up and then just goes, Raven Queen?
Folas will look at his dad and say, Dad, do you know anything about the Raven Queen?
Well, I don't know that much in regards to the Raven Queen. She's a rather enigmatic god.
What's that?
Well, I mean, she's rather mysterious.
How?
Well, that sort of just comes whenever, and as a result, there's not really much known in regards to her. She doesn't really directly communicate with people.
Well, I don't know if I am a person. I shall explore this later.
Yeah, maybe tonight you can, look at the stars and be like, "Hey, Raven Queen, how are you today?"
I don't know why, but I don't think that she would really respond to that.
That's probably true.
That's another thing. How would my guy's inventory system work? Is it all just like packed into his armor or something?
Yeah, you just pull it out
Okay.
through like gaps.
Now, my guy...
Keep in mind, you do have, it is plate armor, and then there's some, like, dark fabric as well,
Yeah.
so I would imagine you're just pulling it out of there.
Yeah, no, so the dark fabric is mainly to help with, like, Misty Step and darkness.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like, when Misty Step takes place, my armor, like, the cape and the cloth kind of, like, absorbs my armor,
Right.
and then transports me, and then you've also got, like, when darkness happens, the cloth comes off of me and then spreads out around.
Yeah.
You are rotted.
Alright, so we travel a day.
How long are we able to travel for?
I mean, you could travel as long as you like, technically. It's a matter of how many points of exhaustion you want to take if you want to go straight.
I got you. How would exhaustion work for my guy?
It's same as everyone else.
Well, I guess we walk until it gets dark.
Yep.
Alright. So, once it gets dark, I guess we'll make camp. The area that we would be in, would there be, like, any good spots?
Well,
From what my guy can look at?
it's like it's mostly like open fields
I got you.
where you're at. So
Would my guy see any creatures along the way?
you see a couple of birds, a few wildlife just sort of moseying around.
Right.
It's not anything like too extensive.
My guy's gonna continue to ask, like, everybody in the party, like, what each of those animals is.
That's a squirrel.
What type?
Squirrel.
When we bunker down, when we get to the resting point, Volos is gonna hop off his horse, just take his greatsword and dig it into the ground for fire. And then he'll walk over to Elizabeth and how does she look?
Oh, Nathan walked away real quick.
Oh, it's that time.
I think he's just talking to his little brother. There we go.
Oh, what's up?
He's back. He asked how Elizabeth looks.
She's just unconscious still.
Is her cheek sunken in from indigestion?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Alright, I'm gonna try something. And I need everyone. And this is when we're at the camp, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something. No, if she begins to rip out my shoulder, as long as she doesn't tear off an artery or rip off my arm, then it's good, alright?
Folas, are you doing what I think you're doing?
Yes, I am.
What is he doing?
She's a vampire, isn't she?
Folas begins to just like...
He hasn't eaten in a while.
Folas takes off his torso clothing and folds it and puts it onto a pile. And when he takes it off, you see that normally Folas has all these cuts around his arms, but on his chest and back you also see cuts.
Edge.
Hey, Mr. Shroud.
Hey, takes edge to no edge.
Alright, Folas takes out Aurier's bone dagger, and he just slowly
cuts his nipple off.
just slices his arm, and then just puts the blood right in front of her nose.
My guy will watch with fascination.
Her, mouth slightly opens.
Okay, I have to, feed her.
Spoon fooder.
Spoon fooder. Alright, he'll put the part he just cut open just into her mouth.
Alright.
This is the weirdest thing I've done.
Let's get a little bit weird.
Let's get a little bit weird.
I'm gonna get a little weird.
I'm sure you're not lovers.
So, I mean, you see that her throat is sort of swallowing a little bit.
Is she is she drinking the blood, or is it just going into her mouth?
Well, like I said, you see her throat moving as if it's in a swallowing motion.
Well, I'll just leave my hand there for a while.
Okay.
How long's a while?
Until I begin to feel my hand go dead.
Eventually, she opens her eyes.
How does my arm look?
It looks pretty pale at the moment.
Is it like pins and needles right now?
Yeah, it's pins and needles at the
Does it
moment.
feel?
Alright, when she opens her eyes, I suppose it's gonna take away his arm and just shake it around a lot.
How long are you going to let her feed off of you?
Well, she opened her eyes.
Would you like help?
I don't think you can help. Elizabeth?
Folas?
Are you okay?
Where am I?
You're out far west from Caston. Folas is still shaking his hand, by the way.
What happened?
Folas is gonna sit down in front of her, sort of pull out his backpack and then just dig through it. They'll take out probably the wilting flowers by now.
Mm-hmm.
And just hand them to her. Well, these Dragonborn attacked Caston, if you remember.
She gives a slight nod. Yes.
And, most of Caston hid in a church, which means not many people survived. And they burned Caston to the ground.
My dad?
Foles just looks at Chance for this one. Because I know what Chance has.
Henry didn't make it. And at this, her head sort of goes down.
We, Chance put him next to your mother.
She doesn't really respond. She just seems to sit there.
What's her facial expression?
It's very somber. You see that tears start coming to her eyes ever so slightly.
Foles will try to hug her.
She doesn't move.
Am I
He'll
gonna
just
like
be there for a while.
and ask like, what are they doing?
Nuabu says, they're definitely a couple now. And then he'll just sort of snort under his mask. Silently.
At this, Chance sort of goes over, kneels down where Folsa and Elizabeth are sitting, and he puts his arm around both of them. Says, I'm sorry that we couldn't be there, or you weren't there.
We should have been there.
Listen, we have some friends in Brisbane, and we're gonna bring you there, and hopefully you can get started.
Elizabeth? Do you want to see the graveyard?
I think so.
Phyllis just looks at Chance. How about this? I take the train to the train station near Caston. I'll take her to the graveyard. We'll come back after, we get to Brisbane.
Well, the only reason we need to go to Brisbane is to drop your dad off. Nilo, you think you can make it there on your own? At this, Nilo sort of gives a slight nod.
Well, it's not just dropping off my dad. I have a crap ton of things I have that I don't need.
Well, either way, Folas, I think, if anything, it'd be better to stay all together at the moment.
No, I'm saying, we get to Brisbane first. All of us. Me and Elizabeth take the train to the graveyard. Then we come back, same day. By now, the only thing that'll be in Caston is probably vultures. Maybe a couple of homeless.
Probably right. Nonetheless, if that's the case, why would the train still be running there?
Because it did before. I mean, I will pay them extra if they take us there, but, just, I need this to happen, Chance. It's just...
I want to go too, anyways. I need to pay my respects.
Well, maybe we, swing by Brisbane first, then head out that way, and then come back to Brisbane. We have nowhere else where we want to go.
Very well.
Elizabeth, Folas will just continue to hug Elizabeth.
Alright. And, eventually she just falls asleep. Again.
Folas is just still around. God damn it. Alright. Folas is known for his overwhelming stealth, so,
I think you're mixing up your characters. That's
Folas will just reach over, grab his, sleeping bag, and just, this is difficult. He'll just sort of lay her on it for now, without disturbing her.
Alright.
My guy goes up to Nuabu. There's Nuabu, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me how to pray again?
Nuabu gets down on his fours in front of the fire. And, he doesn't really look at the fire. His mask just turns towards the sky, the starry sky. And he sort of puts his hands together, and he just... So now, put your hands together, and just think about the Raven Queen. Think about what she gifts you. Perhaps, maybe that be the glaive you have, the armor you have, the life you have. Thank her for that, and just continue to think about her.
My guy has trouble doing this, just so
Yeah, of course. I mean...
He doesn't really understand the concept of thank.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
How do I know that she gave me all this?
Well, I don't know either. I mean, it's just a shot in the dark for me. I don't know who made me like this, why I was like this, but my parents are pretty serious about worshipping her, so I just assumed it was her.
Parents mean the ones who procreated to get you?
Yeah.
Would that strike any memories?
There's no memories of any parents that you get. There's almost, but you do. There's no memories, but you do get this feeling of longing, like it's something that you want, anyways.
Parents. Well, does your God happen to know what I am?
Give me to tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I can try to figure out something, possibly.
Thank you. My guy just kind of like raises a hand, just kind of like a wave almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's the least I can do for someone like me.
Well, I might just be the opposite of you.
Well, either way, you're just like me. I mean, you... Maybe we're meant to be aspects of our gods. Maybe we're... Maybe accidents of the gods. I don't know.
I sure hope not.
That'd be a terrifying thought.
I just don't want to be the one to deliver death to the... My guy walks over to Chance.
Alright.
What exactly are you?
Well, I'm a tabaxi.
What's that?
Well, I'm part cat, clearly.
And what's your name?
Second chance.
It doesn't sound like a name.
Most tabaxi names don't.
Is that what your parents named you?
No.
What did they name you?
I never knew my parents.
Parents. Nuabu knows his parents.
Yep. Seems like, you and I are the only ones who don't really know all that much in regards to that.
Earlier, why didn't you want to go to the old world?
Well, it's because we'd have to travel out east, to be completely honest.
East, where's that?
I mean, east of Brisbane.
Hmm.
East of Caston.
Folas will pipe in. Somewhere where Chance is afraid to go.
What even is the old world?
It's where we all
Well-
came from.
Well, I was born here, Folas. I don't know about it, but that's also another thing. It was a bit scary leaving where you used to.
Is it another world? Or is it...
Oh no, it's just right across the sea.
Why is it called the old world?
Well, it's just because this land's so large. It's like so different. It's like a completely different place.
But we're in the same world.
Yes.
Sounds contradictory.
I suppose it does a little bit. Listen, I sort of, at this point, Chance turns to Folas. Look, I don't want to be traveling any further east than Brisbane, okay? I have a lot of bad history back that way. And you may think that heading to the old world so we can face our problems head on is a smart move, but I don't even think we'll make it to the seashore. I have a lot of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
He was a criminal.
So, you did bad things?
Things I'm not too proud of.
I still don't understand the sort of good or bad philosophy.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is a little confusing.
My guy walks over to Belmont.
Oh God. I just realized what this is.
What are you exactly?
I'm a dragonborn.
What's that? So were you born of a dragon?
We're like the kin of dragons, I guess.
Oh. Does my guy know what dragons are?
Yeah, you know of them.
What color is Beaumont again?
Red. Red.
Would my guy know like the difference between chromatic and
Yes.
metallic? Okay. So, would he know that Dragonborn aren't like dragons in that sense?
Yeah, for some reason you know this.
Okay. So for some reason I know actually Dragonborn I do other species. Would I know where they come from?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, okay. So
You're one of the few people who do in this party.
they're from Toro, right? Or
They're from Abur.
Albert. Yeah. Are you from Albert?
Me personally, no.
Does anybody in your family from there?
Well, I don't know, but I assume my ancestors were.
I take it your breath weapon is fire.
Yes.
It's weird. I seem to know a lot about you all.
Folas looks in. Well, you haven't asked me questions.
I'm coming to you.
Or my dad either.
Yeah. That's actually what I'm going to next. Belmont, right?
Yes.
I would shake your hand, but I'm afraid it would hurt you, so... And then he just kind of like does a little wave maneuver, just like... Then walks over to Folas and his dad, Neo. Or Nalo.
Neo.
Neo! But he's like, so... Would my guy know what they are?
Yeah, you know what elves are.
Okay, so he knows what else. I take it you're elves.
Half elf.
I'm elf.
So, you crossbred with...
Yes, I met a human woman and I fell in love and had a child.
Where is she?
Touchy subject.
Would my guy understand the like context of a touchy subject?
Yeah, you do understand that
Okay.
to some extent.
I don't really empathize with it though.
Yeah.
He's just disconnected, but he understands what that is.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes, it's not greatest situation.
I see.
Killed the guy who killed her, so it's pretty fair.
Well, congrats. My guy doesn't really. He clearly like doesn't know how to take it.
Yeah, you know, I jumped through this hole that he had. He was trying to escape with all the magic items and such, and he was floating there. I jumped down this hole, and it was about a 1,000-foot drop, but I killed him. Gruesomely.
Oh. Earlier, you changed into something else. Would my guy know anything about that?
Oh.
No.
What exactly was that?
Well, I don't think we're gonna fight later tonight. Hopefully not. But and you see him just sort of hunch over. You see his gloves sort of expand, his clothes sort of expand. A dog-like snout. His hair grows longer. And you see what appears to be a mix between a dog and a human.
So is this your natural form?
Well, no. But
Can you do that?
this is
No. This was a talent that his uncle taught him, or brought out in him.
Uncle. So, your brother?
Brother-in-law.
So his mother's.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, but I went through like this whole ritual with my uncle to get this. Basically had to find a lycanthrope, and the lycanthrope had to inflict me. So technically speaking, I'm a lycanthrope.
What's a lycanthrope?
Shapeshifters, they a full moon's night, they take a form of a wolf.
I don't know though.
Okay, well that's what they are. They take forms of animals on full moon nights. And they turn animalistic.
I sure hope I'm not one of those.
I wouldn't think you are.
I don't even know what I am.
I feel like we're in a Telltale game right now. He's just going around the campfire, clicking on the levels.
Exactly. Now Lee. So, I've talked to Nuabu, talked to Chance, talked to Nilo, talked to Folas. Elizabeth's asleep. I talked to Belmont, talked to Chance.
Have you talked to the horses yet?
Aurye could, but I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna sort of walk over and tap him on the armor shoulder.
Who's patting me on the armor shoulder?
Nuabu.
Alright. He didn't touch any skin, did he?
He touched the armor.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
He was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yes.
I want to try something. I could do this twice tonight, but hopefully it'll work for one of them. And he'll sort of sit down and he'll grab his holy symbol, and he'll cast sending to first. Let's do Opsu.
Okay.
He's gonna. Hey Opsu, I'm curious whether or not you know who Ludwig is. He seems to be just like me, and he has the insignia of the Raven Queen. Good. Respond to me. That's all.
So there's no response at first. I'm gonna have both of you roll perception.
Okay. 23.
18 flat.
All right. Well, you both notice this, that a flower sort of sprouted up in the ground, sort of between the two of you. And then after it sprouted up and grew into bloomed and everything, it then shriveled and died.
Huh.
Well, that's enough if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Very interesting. Then he's going to try to send to the Raven Queen.
Alright.
What does it mean?
He doesn't respond. He just grabs the necklace and then prays once again. Hello, Raven Queen. Do you know this guy? He worships you because he has your glaive. Please give me a response. That's all.
At Ludwig's feet, the grass sort of dries out a bit.
I don't like where this is going.
Maybe... He looks back at the flowers. The flower's still dead.
Well, it wilted and died, but you see now that the flower is actually just gone. Back into the soil where it once was.
And the grass, is it still dried up?
No, it seems to have returned to normal briefly after.
Nuabu will say, well, this is fairly weird. Normally they don't give me cryptic responses.
Perhaps I frightened them.
I don't think so. I mean, judging off the flower, it looks like maybe at some point you were, I don't know, a ruiner of life?
Maybe. I wonder what I was like back then. If I even was alive before now. If I'm even alive now.
Yeah, this is all very strange. This is all very new to me, too. Well, anyway, people need to take watch. I prefer to sleep all 8 hours, so Nuabu walks over, gets in his sleeping bag, his bedroll.
Sweet roll.
My guy doesn't have anything in regards to that. Or shouldn't anyways.
No.
So I guess he'll just kinda like lie down on the ground
Okay.
and just kinda like look up into the sky. How does sleep work for my guy?
Just fall asleep like a normal person. It's a matter of losing consciousness.
Folas looks.
You can still feel your eyes. Like, you feel skin under the helmet. It's just a matter of, like, it's almost like the helmet's like a second layer of skin.
I got you. I got
Folas looks at the remaining 2 people that are still awake. He says, "So who wants to take first watch?"
Guess I will.
Alright. Belmont, third or second?
I'll take second.
I'll take third. And then Folas sort of goes back through his bag.
regards to like how my guy dreams happened during the
Not tonight.
Oh, okay. What is dreaming like for my guy though?
It's interesting. A lot. It's like this weird combination. You have many dreams about fungi right now. And
Am I surrounded in?
yeah, for the most part, it just seems to be sort of like a weird sort of recollection of today's events
I got
for
you.
you.
So it's like I'm just doing a play-by-play of like whatever.
Sort of, but it's distorted like dreams tend to.
I got you. Almost like I'm watching it all, and it's like focused on specific scenes that took place.
And it's exaggerated quite a bit. Instead of
I
being
gotcha.
mold, it's fungi, and
Yeah,
the caves seem much larger.
I got you.
So how far away is Elizabeth from the Great Sword?
I thought the Great Sword was with you.
No, I use it as a fire.
Oh, okay. Not too far.
Okay. Folas will just he'll put back on normal clothes. So he'll just look at his arm again. How's his arm look?
Your arm has started to heal over just a little bit, or not heal over, but you've regained
Redden again.
healing.
Okay. He's gonna get on the other side of Elizabeth and, like, he'll look at the ground, look in his backpack, he'll sort of rifle around for a while. He'll be like, oh. And he pulls out a single blanket he took from the general store.
Nice!
Nice.
And he just sleeps on his side, blanket over him, uses his backpack as a pillow.
Dude, it's a calm down. Gotta love the pipes. Anyways, okay.
And then he goes to sleep. And when
Alright.
Folas goes to sleep, the greatsword goes out.
Yep.
When he falls asleep, at least.
Yeah. And you guys wake up the next morning, night rather uneventful.
My guy wakes up.
Yep.
Who else is awake? Like, I don't know. Let's see. What time did we go to sleep last night?
I mean, you went to bed around 8-ish, so
Okay. It's 6 to 8 hours is a longest, right?
it's 8 hours.
8 hours exact.
Yeah.
Okay. So so at 4 a.m. that's.
Mhm.
So at exactly like 4 a.m. that's when my. So who else would be awake at 4 a.m.?
I mean, most of them seem to be asleep unless any of you guys decide to go. Wait, who had last watch? That's my
It
question.
was Folas.
Yeah, so Folas is up.
My guy walks over to Folas.
Folas.
Back at the hut.
He's when you walk over, he's sort of gripping his neck and his shoulder, and he just looks uncomfortable.
Did you sleep poorly?
He just points towards the sleeping arrangement, which is like about 5 feet away from Elizabeth. And it's just a backpack and blanket.
I slept over there, and he just points to like a sunken in part of the ground.
What's your question?
Back at the hut, what were those things?
Hags?
What are they?
Like, you ever heard of a witch?
Would my guy know what a witch is?
Yeah, you know what a witch is.
Okay. Yes.
They're like ugly versions of witches.
Ugly witches.
So, are they bad or good?
They act on their own intent.
Hi, cat.
There's a kitty cat.
There's, yeah.
What, do you need to go back to sleep?
No.
Can't. He's sleep talking.
Clearly. So,
I'll just be
You're
up
sure?
until...
how does it light on fire?
A very funny story. See, when I take my greatsword and I take it out of the ground at this point, and I just lightly press it on my arm, and then I just, and then I lift it up a bit and I just do a slashing motion on my arm. When I do that, my blood gives the sword magic properties.
I see. Does it hurt?
Oh, yeah, obviously, but you get over it. I mean, look at all my arm scars. And he just points and there's just a bunch of just cut marks.
Everywhere. Just cuts everywhere.
Well, then why do you do it?
I'm under the belief that if someone hurts you, ruins your life, I'll do anything to get revenge back. Whether that is to cause myself pain or die.
I don't understand.
I'm willing to give it everything to get revenge.
I hear, but I don't understand the concept.
Let's just say you hate something to the point where you're willing to die over it.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what it feels like to hate someone.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, I don't know how to respond to that.
No comment.
Maybe it doesn't require one. Anyways, so how do you get all this stuff? Kill people, take it from them?
Well, my greatsword here, I bought that. This necklace here, technically we killed a bunch of little Zvarts. They're like little weird things. It's a long story. I got this necklace from them.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, this gun, we killed a gang for it, so...
A gang, so a group of individuals?
Who did bad things, yeah.
I still have trouble understanding the battle.
To pull out like 3 short swords, a longbow, chainmail,
Saw this.
Another dagger, a great club, a leather armor, a
Chance,
shield.
Keep it down.
I think it's time to chance.
Yeah.
Like, I know what cats are.
Yeah.
Typically, cats are nighttime creatures.
Not this one.
Clearly.
Anyway, what time is it right now? Like, when's is it the sun rising or is it still like a little dusk?
It's still dusk. Like it's nighttime. The sun hasn't risen yet. The sky's a slight shade of purple now, or like a purplish hue. You know,
Yeah,
that time
yeah.
before the sun.
Folas is just gonna wait until it rises.
All right. Now as the sun rises, Elizabeth actually sort of wakes up a bit.
My guy's playing like with his power to summon a glade.
Mm-hmm. Watching the glade sort of materialize out of, and then turn into smoke, and then back into the hand and pull out. Boom!
Exactly.
That's it.
Folas will see Elizabeth starting to wake, and he'll walk over to her and then just sort of squat down to her and say, "Hey."
Hey.
How much do you need those supplements per day? Do you need like 1 per day, or?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt. Not really. It's not that bad actually, because you know, holds up arms.
Well, it doesn't have to be your blood. You know that, right?
I know. I don't want to put in the effort to go hunt down a rabbit or something.
I mean, either way, you guys need to eat too. So, I mean,
Folas pulls out one of his rations.
don't you have someone who is very good at hunting? with you? Where is he?
Yeah, Aurier, he left.
Oh,
After we saved you, he decided his homeland needed him, so he left.
oh, I see. Well, that must suck. And as the sun,
Alright, Foles just stares at her, and then he's just like... He just takes out the bone dagger again. This time he does it on his other arm, so he has equal proportions of blood.
okay.
He just holds it out to her, he's like, here.
And she gives you the Zuck.
Okay. And he just looks at her and he says, you know, this is probably like the weirdest thing I've done.
You think it's weird?
Hey, I didn't expect, you know, like, my dad, uncle, trained me to hunt vampires and undead creatures, but, I'm feeding one.
Yeah, well, imagine being raised individuals who you trust, and then proceeding to do it not with those, but then go to animals, and then after that having to, you know, do this with your dad's friend.
I would say I was really friends with your dad. I broke his door.
Oh, that's fair enough, I suppose.
Chance was his friend.
I'll see you later. So now that we're not all awake though, right? Nuabu's
That's up to
You can't
Nuabu.
tell if Nuabu's sleeping because he just still has the mask on.
Yeah, he just has the mask on. You wouldn't be able to tell.
is he lying down on the ground?
Yep.
My guy will proceed to walk over to Nuabu and go, Nuabu.
As the sun rises, Belmont awakens and Chance gets up. So does Nilo.
When you walk over and tell Nuabu that, just for the hell of it, you see, and are you just staring at Nuabu, or are you like leaning down over him?
My guy's just kind of like looking down at him and Nuabu.
Directly across from you, you see Nuabu walk up in front of Nuabu.
Who are you?
And that Nuabu will wave at you.
My guy waves back. Hello.
Then it'll proceed to get down and just almost sink into Nuabu. And then Nuabu will wake up.
What was that all about?
That was a nice spirit walk. Oh, hey.
Hi, were you just waving at me?
Yeah, I was. I was doing my spirit walk, you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay, well...
Every time someone says you know, no, I don't.
Well, I just went on a walk.
Well, why?
Why?
Just to
Bruh.
have some fun, you know?
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. That was an illusion. But...
Aurier with bad business. This guy with, no, I don't. You know? No.
No, I don't. Single tear drips out of him. How often do you do that?
I can only do that like twice per day, maybe.
Well, it's time to wake up.
I know. I've been awake.
But you were just...
And then he just gets up and he rolls up his bedroll and he just begins to walk towards Belmont's horse.
I'll continue walking today.
Chance has opened up one of his cans of beans. And,
So how does my guy...
Same as usual, it's just you just sort of stick it in the one slot down the middle of your mask.
I don't have a slot now.
Oh, hold on. That's a good question, actually. I gotta look at your art now.
Oh, maybe he takes the food and he just puts it like under.
Yeah, he just like shoves it down the eye hole.
Yeah.
Or you could put it under, I would imagine. Sort of like under the helmet.
Or I could absorb.
You know, sure, for the sake of that, we'll just say that, yeah.
I absorb.
I absorb.
Folas, after the feeding is what I'm gonna call it, is done.
Feeding.
Feeder. He's gonna look at Elizabeth and say, "So, how's lycanthrope blood?"
It tastes like normal blood. I mean, it's really only different with, you know, humanoids versus animals. I'm sure Chance would taste different. I'm sure Belmont would as well.
How about me?
Wait, am I the only human here? At least half human here?
Yeah, you're just realizing that?
No, I knew this, but Folas just didn't care until now.
Bruh.
I mean, there's my dad. At least he's an elf.
But he's not a human.
He's a humanoid. The rest of you are damn animals.
I don't think I'm an animal.
Nuabu says, "Hey, I'm a savage to you." That's funny.
Anyway.
Silence.
So. I wonder if I bleed.
Well, you know, we could test that out if you really want to.
I don't know if I would feel anything in regards to that.
Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Chance sort of whips out his dagger.
I suppose.
Hey, mate, give me your hand real quick. And he sort of slashes your hand. And you do feel it.
Okay. It doesn't, but I don't know how to like interpret it.
Well, it is painful, yeah.
Okay, so it is painful.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anything come out?
Yeah. There's blood with specks of black in it. So it's sort of like the antithesis to what Nuabu is.
I see.
Bull was taking notes vigorously.
No, I just realized my art doesn't have his cut marks.
I wonder how this would taste to you, he says to Elizabeth.
Well, I just ate. It's fine.
Oh, don't want you to eat it. I was just curious.
Folas was also gonna be like, I'm sure black blood is super appetizing.
Possibly.
Also, if we're gonna go with your theory, you might be dead as far as we know, so probably has diseases.
I don't think I'm dead. I just don't know if I'm alive.
Dead or alive?
What do they call it? Limbo?
Nyla sort of chimes in. Well, Limbo's a completely different place, so I don't know about.
Oh my god, who just blew up their glass?
I blew up my dice. I apologize.
I wonder. What if I'm meant to be in a state of limbo, but somehow
You're not in limbo. Trust me.
Possibly.
You're not. Okay, you're not in limbo.
Okay,
Very much so.
Okay, guys, let's wrap it up and go.
And, so, Chance gets on his horse. Nilo gets on Chance's horse. Folas gets on his horse.
I retract my...
Alright. And you're walking. And you know you're gonna be... You're gonna be the one who's walking to Brisbane on foot.
That's the theme song? That's...
Yeah.
Alright. Well, how many days away are we now?
You're about... Well, look... For the sake of brevity, we'll just say that you... Without any hitches.
Oh! We made it to Brisbane! Folas is missing an arm. Nuabu's mask is gone. Chance is dead.
I said without any hitches.
I'm fine.
Just completely unscathed.
Belmont's an actual dragon now.
Yeah. Sprouted wings, you know. Over the course of 2 days.
Eat, ski.
God.
So, what time do we arrive in?
You arrive, like, around noonish.
So
Not high noonish, though.
I see. So, are there people outside and stuff?
Yeah, there's people just walking around, whatnot.
My guy will, like, mentally be taking notes of how people are acting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, I do admit, like, aura that can either be interpreted as, like, depressing, heavy, or evil.
And, people do sort of, like, give you a wide berth, but at the same time, they do want the rest of the party.
Yeah. I see.
You know.
My guy just kind of looks at everybody. So this is Brisbane.
Yep.
What do you see? Like, has the statue been made?
The statue is currently in.
All right, and where is it? Is it like near where we are?
It's okay. So the train station, if you recall, it's like
My guy
near the
doesn't
side. Well, you out of game, no. It's near the side of the mountain. That's sort of the mining area, and the mountain has a sort of plateau. It's on top of that plateau near the mine that's the statues.
I see.
So you can't actually see it when you arrive near the town. Like, if you were farther away from the mountain, you would be able to see the little stone, but you wouldn't be able to see it in high detail or anything.
Yeah.
Or you could just go up the stairs.
Yeah, that's true. There is a question. Now, Aurier, before he left, he actually gave his gold and everything to my new guy.
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about, like, when we were all walking.
Right.
So Aurier was like, well, I have no use for all this stuff since we'll be leaving. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
So where would he keep that? Is it, like, in one of his...
Yeah, it's with pouches.
Okay, well,
Folas will sort of whisper to Elizabeth, hold on, give me a second. He'll look at his dad and say, well, Dad, this is, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, this is my dad.
My dad!
he's pretty cool.
Dad, I'll be seeing you at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah. Folas walks over.
He can't decide on a voice for his dad at all right now.
It's all good.
Walks over and he awkwardly hugs his dad.
Your dad sort of puts like one arm your back and pats you.
Nice talk.
I want to make clear that like Folas is actually a bit taller than his pops.
Yeah. It's facts.
How tall is my guy?
I don't know. How tall is your guy?
I want him to be, like, fairly tall.
It's your character, Chief.
That's true. I want him to be taller than Chance.
Chance is 6'1".
So how tall can my, like, species get?
Well, you're a ASMR, so I mean, It's about leniency of a human, so.
So like 6'3".
Okay. Damn, you just wanted to.
I just want to.
Okay.
6'3".
I mean, I guess I make to your character, you know.
Folas will walk over to Elizabeth and, hey guys, how about we meet back at the train station in Brisbane at, in like an hour or two.
Okay, I'd like to visit some of the shops.
That's why I said an hour or two.
Chance proceeds to head into the tavern.
Alright, Folas would like to take Elizabeth with him. He'll say, can we, talk about something for a second?
I suppose so.
While I, go to the store. Oh,
What do you have in mind?
and something else as well. I need to run you by the tailor.
Oh, yes, that would be excellent. That way I don't have to hold my hand over my face the entire time.
Can my guys see the university at all, or is that like way far?
It's pretty far away.
The army man goes to school.
I just want to, like, maybe somebody there can tell me what I am. But first, like...
What do you want to explore? 'Cause currently you're by the train station, the staircase that goes up towards the mountain
I just want to
line.
walk around. Let's roll a d20 and see.
Which direction do you want to go? You want to go down to the main square, or do you want to go...
We got north, south,
Okay.
east, west.
Alright.
Going east.
Alright, so you're heading to the main square where the university and all the shops are.
Alright.
So,
So once I'm over there, so I see
there's Town Hall directly sort of in front of you at the very end. Hey, Sasha, be quiet. There's no need to bark. Okay, good girl. Hey! Hey. No. So there's like the Town Hall directly in front of you, fountain in the middle of the square. To your left, there's that actual university.
So I see like magic being practiced over there and stuff.
Yeah, and there's also Rikers right there. There's a stable.
My guy's gonna go into Rikers.
Okay. And he says, "Hello, how can I help you?"
What's your name?
Riker.
Nice to meet
Nice to meet you too. And one of the mage hands sort of gives the similar salute to you.
you. What is that?
So, well, it's my mage hand. It's or one of them.
Just a quick question. I have no idea what I am. Is there any chance that you can tell me?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like, in terms of what I am, both, people use guns, or people use swords, or some people use magic. I don't know what I am in those regards. And I don't know who I am.
Well, I don't know if you came to the right place. I mean, I just sell magic items here.
He's gonna, like, touch his plate armor real quick. Does
He gestures for you to come over.
to him?
He puts on his glasses that he had before, sort of looks at you. And he lifts up your arm slightly, and sort of shakes his hand.
It's really cold.
Yeah. Oh. Well, seems that your armor isn't actual armor. Seems to be bonded to you. So I would say in some aspects it's magical. You are giving off quite a bit of aura, so to speak.
Do you know why that is?
Well, I would say it'd have to do something with your biology. I mean, I don't really specialize in anything. You wouldn't happen to know if you're Fae by any chance, would you?
Does my guy know anything about Fae?
You know of Fae, yeah.
Okay. He's not. Right?
No.
No, I'm not. At least I don't think so.
Well, I mean, that's all I really know in regards to that. You may want to see someone who's a little more well-versed in this. There's a college across the way if you want to talk to them. I'm sure one of the professors is at least somewhat versed in this.
Thank you. My friend told me that I should be nice to people, so he reaches in, like, pulls out a gold, and
One of the mage hands comes up and picks it.
for the trouble.
Thank you.
No problem. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
And then he walks out.
And he gets into his standard position, sitting
I
with
see.
his leg up on the table.
He's Mr. Cool Guy.
He doesn't move much.
Um,
I'm surprised he's not just a complete fat ass.
You're surprised.
Yeah, I am.
So, then once my guy's outside, he'll just beeline straight for the college, I guess.
Alright.
Then
You see quite a few kobolds, a couple gnomes.
he'll walk up to one of the kobolds. Does he know what they are?
Yeah, you know what a kobold is.
Does he know that they're related to Dragonborn?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So you're a kobold.
Huh? Yeah. Who are you? Are you new to campus?
Nah, I'm new to the campus, but I'm not necessarily here for, what is it, schooling? Do you know if there's anybody who specializes in identifying things?
Well, I suppose the Professor Tenkey could do in regards to most things, arcane. Some of the weirder things studied by the other professors, but he's the main professor of the campus.
Is he here?
I don't think so. I think this is his day off.
Do you happen to know where he is?
I would imagine he's probably at his home somewhere.
Okay. Is there another professor, by chance, who would know a little bit?
Well, what are you talking in particular in terms of identity?
Me.
I don't know. I suppose if anything you'd want to talk about that in terms of biology. I don't think there's anyone at this college who is good at identifying things like that.
Is there a doctor nearby?
Yes, he's you're gonna want to head down to the marketplace, and it'll be the library. It's a combined building, combined establishment, family.
Also, in terms of magic, do you know what it's called when somebody can do this? And then, like, he raises out his arm and then the blade appears.
I think that's a summoning spell, I want to say, or something. I'm only a sophomore here. I haven't gotten that far into my studies personally.
I see. Is there somebody who would know about that here? Any professors?
Well, I don't. Like I said, I think Tenkey would be your best bet, but
Okay. He pulls out a gold piece and then, like, kind of, like, very gingerly, like, hands it to him, not wanting to touch him for the trouble.
thanks, I guess. Anyways, I gotta get to class.
Of course. Goodbye. And then my guy proceeds to the doctor,
All right.
or the library, anyways.
Yeah.
So then once he gets there, he just walks in.
And you see, there's actually like a sort of there's a library, which is the majority of the building, and then sort of in a smaller room is sort of a doctor's office off to the side.
I'll go into there.
And you see a elvish man there. Yes.
Hello, I need help.
Very well, come in.
And so then I come in, and my guy doesn't really know what to do, so he just kind of stands there. I have no idea who I am or what I am, and I need help seeing what I am.
Well, sounds like you have amnesia. Have you recently had any sort of head trauma? something of the sort?
I don't. I woke up in a cave surrounded by mold.
Well, if you woke up in a cave, that's not necessarily the safest place. You may have either had a tumble or a fall or something related.
It wasn't like that. I was buried underneath all the dirt, rock, and mold. The Adventurers Pact found me.
Oh, you mean my daughter's friends?
Your daughter?
Yeah. Well, she's now an intern at a potion shop across the way. But yeah, she used to travel around with them for a time.
Yeah. They found me there.
Well, I suppose you're in good luck then. Good hands. Someone's watching out for you.
Yes. I spoke to one of them. His name's Nuabu. He thinks I'm associated with, like, the Raven Queen or something. But I have no idea. I felt like I'd been there for centuries.
Well, based on what you're telling me, associated with, I believe is a god of some sort. I'm not too well versed. I would recommend talking to my wife. She's a local. So she may have something in regards to that.
Okay. But then there's still the matter of finding out what I am.
Right. Well, come take a seat. Maybe take off your helmet. We'll give you a basic exam.
That's the thing. I talked to Riker because I was wondering why my armor wouldn't come off, and apparently it's bound to me.
Oh, well, that is a bit of an issue, isn't it? Well, I'm no,
There is this, though, and, like, he holds out his hand where it's kind of scabbed up, and then he just kind of peels it off. That's the blood flow.
Black? Blood? Normally that's a sign of infection. But, have you been feeling alright other than...
I don't know what you mean. It's kind of hard to feel.
Okay, so...
I just feel cold. Which is another thing. When people touch my skin, it hurts them.
And he proceeds to grab your hand. Ooh, that is...
2 points of necrotic damage.
That is cool.
Yes. That's what it was like when Folas found me.
I see, well... Not really all that sure what to tell you in regards to this.
I'll speak to the librarian.
Yes, my wife may have more in terms of this. I would highly recommend exploring whatever you were talking about with what your other friends said in regards to your association.
Okay. Thank you, and for your trouble. He, like, gingerly goes down in peace.
No problem.
And then he'll...
I hope you figure out what's going on.
Me too. And then he'll walk out and immediately, like, beeline for...
Alright. Cool. And, you see another wood elf woman sort of wandering around, blonde hair in tow.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you the librarian?
Yes.
I need help finding out exactly what I am.
Oh, well, what do you mean exactly? Are you talking?
A few things. The doctor thinks that there might be some literature on what I am exactly, in terms of biology. And then I hope to find something in regards to what I am in terms of my specialty. Is there anything regarding the Raven or any associates of hers?
Well, I suppose I could go in and writings on more religious features. I think I have something. You see her sort of go to a desk off to the side, and she opens a cabinet, goes filing through here, pulls out a small little card. And then she walks down a couple of aisles, and she sort of skims across the layer. Yo, this is a book on the Raven Queen in particular. I'll let you check it out, or you could just buy it. Any real preference, or?
Is this the only one?
Well, that's the one related to the Raven Queen. Do you want to learn a little more in terms of?
My guy will like continue holding on to that book. And be like, yes.
Okay. So, what else are you looking for in particular? Are you talking about the overall pantheon as a
Would
whole?
anything come to my guy's mind, like in terms of Raven Queen, like Pact or anything like that?
Well, if anything,
Primarily like worshippers. Like what happens in that, or is that all just in this?
you don't really know much in terms of the Raven Queen herself. I mean, you just learned of her, so.
Does this book contain what her worshippers do as well, or is there no essentially for that?
Well, I suppose I don't think that one's. It's more of what her role is, her realm. It may have some stuff in it all that much, but let's see. If you're talking about worship or overall religion, I have this very basic book on the overall pantheon, so you can look up all the gods in general. Let me go grab that. She goes back to the desk, thumbs through, grabs a card, goes to another part of the library book. There you go.
And is there anything else related to the Raven?
I don't think so. Most of the people in this town, they're more focused on arcane arts, outside of the divine. My daughter was rather different in that regard. She was very interested in these studies.
And then last thing is a journal.
Journal.
Something
Yes, I could sell you a journal.
with utensils to write in it with.
Yeah. That'll run you 3 silver.
He hands over gold. For
okay.
your trouble as well.
Well, you can keep those books then, as well.
Thank you. At this point, my guy will just kind of. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, very nice indeed.
And then he'll walk back to like the train station and wait from there, and also read through the books.
All right. Well, what you how long are you going to be reading?
Until it's time to go.
Okay. So you're reading for a long while. You actually see Nilo at the train station, and you see he's bought a ticket, and he boards a train that leaves. It's not headed to Caston. It's actually headed eastward.
Because we are leaving Caston today, right? As like I said, within a couple hours.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so my guy will just wait out the rest of that time.
All right, so that's like maybe 2 hours you get of reading. So which book do you want to read first?
The one essentially about the Raven.
Okay, so that one about the Raven Queen, you learn of the realm known as the Shadowfell, where like her primary realm.
And my guy will be like jotting down notes.
And you learn she is basically the goddess of death. A lot of it is making sure people who die actually pass on to her. So undead are sort of seen as taboo in her eyes and whatnot. So there's that. But
does it mention anything about something like?
It does mention something in regards to what's known as hex.
I see.
So it mentions how there were various weapons that were created by the Raven Queen in order to actually serve specific purposes. Several of them are clearly, as you know, her goal intends, hunting various undead. As a result, the most famous of which is known as the Black Razor. But it's sort of skimmed over because the purpose of the various weapons depends, and as the weapons have sort of developed. They had a particular like goal in mind, but they developed minds of their own and their own particular independent thought and desires.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. So does my guy now rightfully assume that he's a hexblade?
yes,
Okay. So he knows that he's a hexblade. And then does it say anything about bound armor or anything close to that?
it doesn't say anything in the book in regards to that.
Okay. And that's do I read through that whole book and still have time?
No, you read through. Basically, you just
Skimmed through.
you skimmed through most of the book, but I mean that's as much as you could glean in the time.
Okay. So if I were to read it more extensively, I have specific parts of information.
Right.
Okay, I got you. So what's the rest of the party doing?
All right. Folas, what do you want to do? Let's cut to you.
Sorry, I was getting
Bolus
steamed
Benbaris.
eggs. I was getting steamed eggs.
Steam hands.
Okay, so I texted you what I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I was busy doing the other stuff. Okay, so you're headed to the blacksmith and then the tailor. Okay.
So on the way to the blacksmith, Folas is just gonna say, "Are you okay, Elizabeth?"
Well, all things considered, no.
Yeah. Like, what's her facial expression when she says that?
It's sort of like a bit of sarcasm with a fake smile.
I'm sorry. We should have been there. We should have. We should have checked in with the town. We had the capabilities to.
I don't think it was your fault, really. I mean, it's sort of just happened, right?
But
Sometimes. It is a bit strange that there was just such a large group of Dragonborn. First it was just your friend, and then all those other people showed up.
they were there to get Belmont.
You serious?
Yeah.
She stops walking. You say this? Why?
They said something about how his dad wanted them, or his dad wanted him to come back. So they heard that they knew he was running with the Wheelers. So at least he was helping the Wheelers a bit. So he thought that your dad might have captured him and put him in jail. So when they asked your dad where he was, he just said, "Not here." And they didn't believe him. So that's why I want to go to the New World. This all happened because of us.
Why didn't you just get in contact with those people so they didn't... Why didn't Belmont...
Ourselves didn't even... Belmont, he ran, apparently, away from his dad. He didn't tell us about this until it happened. Why though? It just... As far as I can tell, his dad is a very scary person to him, apparently, and he obviously is very scary, but, I mean, we fought that Vanguard. We beat them. We outwitted them. But that's only a Vanguard.
Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to have a talk with Belmont.
Okay, I'm just... When you do it, the rest of us should be there. This is information important to us as well.
Very well. At which point she continues walking, not talking at all.
Elizabeth.
No response.
We will get to the bottom of this. Whether that's taking down Belmont's dad or giving Belmont back. Because what I'm afraid of is Brisbane might be the next target. We killed the Vanguard and he has gotten no word back of the Vanguard yet. He'll probably send more. And this time it'll probably be Brisbane. So
why not instead you just write a letter or send his dad a message of some sort? It wouldn't be that hard.
It wouldn't, but telling him to do what? Leave us alone? It's
No,
obvious.
just tell him that, oh, everything's going fine.
We can try. It's just Belmont would have to write the letter. We don't know Draconic.
Look, Belmont's responsible for the destruction of my home. All because he was too lazy to write back to his dad.
Yeah.
It's time he takes some responsibility. My dad was very lenient with what he did doing around that town. And he redeemed himself in some regards, but this can't go any further.
At some point, I think we should inform the sheriff about a possible attack, but it might take a couple months for them. And that's if Belmont's dad takes the letter as truth. But I'm sure, and I don't want it to happen again. Alright. Well, do we get to the blacksmith?
Yes, you get to the blacksmith.
Okay. Folas walks in.
Okay.
Hey, it's a gnome, right?
Yeah.
Hey, well, what's your name?
Rickett.
Ricketts.
What do you want?
I got some stuff to give you.
Oh my god. Look, I'm not buying anything else.
Really?
No. You guys always come in here and you just sell. I have to make a living too.
What about this awesome piece of chainmail right here?
There's nothing awesome about that. You sold me one the other day.
It's been a couple days.
Look, if you're not gonna buy anything, get out of my store.
Okay, alright. Foles will get out of the store, you fucking gnome. That's why I don't remember his name. He's a dick.
Not all the shopkeepers can be cool.
Alright, then we go to the tailor.
Then you go to the tailor.
Hey.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
back. We'd like to get her new clothes, preferably.
Oh yes, it looks quite drab, and like noticing now, like, you know, Elizabeth was sort of thrown into a pot of blood, and so her nice white dress is like stained, like sort of a brownish tint, reddish brown tint, and it's like there's patches of white, but it's just awful. Yeah, that would be nice. This is sort of gross. Ah, yes,
Do you
of
still have
course.
your parcel?
Parasol?
Yeah.
Yes, I can sell you that immediately. I'm assuming you would like a whatever you're wearing right now remade. I'm assuming. Elizabeth is like, well, yes, that would be nice, and possibly some, I don't know, something that's not a dress, like just norm, you know, or at least something a little looser. Okay, understandable. Just some. I do have to say, I imagine that was a rather nice dress before it completely destroyed. Right, so that's one dress, a set of traveling clothes, and a parasol? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That will run you... 6 gold pieces and silver.
Okay, and how many silver?
3.
I look at Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, like, looks back.
I take out 6 gold and 3 silver.
Bruh.
Oh, his little looks back. You gotta respect your whammy.
Respect whammy.
You're a whammy respecter 3000.
Alright, I just put 6 gold and 3 silver on the desk.
She takes it. Okay, so I have a set of normal traveling clothes right now available. So I'll just give that to you now. And I also have the parasol, so there's that. However, I wouldn't imagine it looks with it doesn't really match the rest of the attire, but that's fine. Your dress will be done in 2 days.
Alright.
But of course, I mean, I could do it a little faster, but I'd have to put my other hold. But you don't seem to be in that much of a hurry, so...
We're not.
Okay. Well, thank you for your patronage.
Yeah. Alright. Next is... I'm not going to Wreckers anymore. Mama Maggie.
Alright. Elizabeth sort of stays behind. She asks the tailor, "Oh, can I?" And she sort of gestures to a sort of changing room. She's like, so Elizabeth's just getting changed.
Oh, yeah, I'll wait.
Alright. She comes out and she's wearing like a slight bluish sort of skirt, or like, well, it is a skirt. It's just the bottom, or it's a dress technically, but it's, it's not anything too fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Just very bland looking, sort of paisley blue color.
Did you have to wear that white dress every day?
No, I just thought it looked nice.
Why the new clothes?
Well, seeing that I don't have to just hang around my house anymore, seeing that there is no more house, it just makes sense that I'd want to have something that I could be a little more mobile.
Makes sense. Alright, what is her footwear status? Is it just a broken heel?
Yeah, her heels are not looking great. Like, in terms of...
You need more, new shoes?
Yes, I suppose that would be something of value.
You would go to the this still be the tailors, right?
You could either go to the tailor, which would be like for heels, or you could go to cobbler, which is like for normal shoes.
Do you want heels or normal shoes?
Well, like I said, we are going to be walking around a fair amount, so I would imagine shoes would be.
Okay, we'll go to
You
the
know.
cobbler first. Well,
All right.
just staring at the remnants of his pouch.
Staring at an empty pouch.
Almost empty.
That's what happened to my lady, my dude.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. It's just all silver pieces.
Don't get me wrong, I have money.
It's like having.
It's all in
like
ones,
having
though.
100.
Yeah.
You could always ask.
I'm gonna pay my rent in pennies, okay?
You can always ask party members.
No,
I'm
I'm a lone wolf.
a man.
Yeah, we go to the cobblers.
Alright. In there you see a small little, or a halfling, little on the chunkier side.
Ooh. Hey, Mr.
Oh, you actually want my name. Well, name's Gerald.
Hey, Mr. Gerald.
You actually want to know my name?
Anyways, how can I help you?
We're here to buy your shoes.
Oh, fantastic. And he sort of slowly gets up. His jowls sort of hanging a little loose. You can see now, he sort of adjusts his, hair to brush his comb over. And, he says, okay, so, well, or are they for you, or your lady?
For her. As you can see, I have boots.
Oh, okay. Well, lady, Miss, what's your name? Elizabeth, Dowry. Well, Mrs. Dowry. Miss, thank you. Well, Miss Dowry, take a seat, and he sort of gestures to a small stool at the edge of the room. I just need to take your measurements real quick, so I can go ahead and make your shoes. He slowly moves over, pulls out this small little bit of tape. He puts it up to her foot, measuring cross-section, lengthwise. He says, so, alright. He writes down on a small little... He actually writes down on his hand. That'll do. Okay, so... Just one pair, I'm assuming? Just normal make? Very well, I'll have that done by, in about an hour's time.
Alright.
He, slowly moves towards the back, and he opens this, vat near the back, and he, grabs some tongs off the wall, pulls it out, and as he opens the vat, you can smell, it's a bit rancid.
Okay.
But that's just because, you know, tanning leather.
Gerald, how much is this gonna cost me?
Oh, not that much. 2 silver pieces.
Gladly, here you are. Puts 2 silver on the table.
Well, thank you very much. And he slowly gets to work on the shoes.
Okay, I have one more place to take you. We're going to Mama Maggie's.
Alright. And you head on over
Quick
to...
question, is there just like, is there a thrift shop here where you can just sell stuff and it's just there?
Your best assumption would be, herbs. Or herbs.
We might
Herbs
go to
trinkets.
Herbs. We might go to Herbs then.
Which, by the way... if you're wanting... Or actually, you wouldn't know this. Never mind. It's not relevant to you.
Okay.
It is relevant to one of the characters who was there last time. But
I know who
Anyway.
it is.
yeah, but you can't do it because that would be metagame. Anyways, so you head on over to Mama Maggie's. Oh, welcome back, darling.
Is Estella here?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you here from the back?
Yeah, hi Estella.
Hey, Folas.
Elizabeth's here.
Oh, that's nice.
Her dad died.
No, we're not bringing that up. We're here to get maybe, I don't know. How much did that potion of strength run me again?
Oh, for you, dear, seeing that you come by often, I think I will lower that just a tad bit. What do you say to a mere 3 gold?
Alright, I can do that. He gives her 30 silver.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Listen, I noticed you paid me all in silver. Would you like, if you have the silver for it, I could maybe give you some change.
I have about 103 more silver, so
10 gold pieces, then?
yeah.
Very well. And she holds out her hand, and she grabs like 10 gold pieces.
Alright, cool.
And exchanges with you.
Thank you. Now then, I still have my...
She also hands you the potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Coolio. I'll just add that back in my inventory. Do you have use for bottles? Because I have some bottles I could give you back.
Oh, well, of course. We do actually take bottles at a rate of 3 copper pieces per bottle.
Alright, I handed the 2 potions of healing I bought a long time ago. That
Alright.
I've used.
And she hands you 6 copper.
I just got a gold piece worth of copper. Yes.
No, because silver 10.
Oh wait, what is a cop? Oh yeah, I just got a silver piece, guys.
Yay!
Woo!
Do you have any interesting potions that might interest me?
Do you have any interesting potions that might?
Well, I got some antitoxins, if you're needing those. I got...
I'm gonna pull Elizabeth aside for a second. I'm gonna just whisper. So, when you're drinking blood, do you have to like suck it out of the creature, or could you just drink it?
I mean, I could just drink it. It's fine. Either
Alright,
way.
Shit, I should have kept those vials.
You're fucking stupid.
You're
Hey.
stupid.
Shut up.
You're stupid.
Hey, shut up.
Bolus.
Bolus Ben Bars.
You're boopid. So yeah, interesting potions?
Well, I got this, and she pulls this one out. This one makes you run pretty fast.
I'm fast. I'm very fast. I don't think you understand just how fast I am.
How much would that one cost me?
Well, this one here, for you, dear, we'll say 2 gold.
Affordable? Done?
And I also got this one here. It's pretty nice.
What's the first potion called that she gave me?
It's a potion of swiftness.
Okay. Alright, continue.
It doubles a creature's movement
Yeah,
for
I
a
can
minute.
just pull it up on D&D Beyond soon.
All right, and then I also got this one here. It helps with dealing with, unlike booze, but the thing is, booze actually. That's a little known fact. Don't tell anyone I told you that, though.
Okay.
I also got this one over here, and this one does the exact opposite.
It makes you drunk?
No, it's not. Okay, did you just assume that the other one? No. No, the other one protects from cold. The other one, this one here, protects from heat, of course.
Actually, the heat one sounds actually fairly nice.
Okay. Well, this one's a little more expensive than that potion. I'll charge you the same potion of Hill Giant Strength.
So 3?
Yeah.
Affordable.
This is what we're getting to. The affordable health care.
Put down 3 gold. I'm down to 5 gold pieces. Alright,
Every
this
time
is potion of fire resistance.
when they lose all their money.
I imagine this is potion of fire resistance.
Whoa. It's health care.
Nate,
Huh?
this is a potion of fire resistance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes it is.
What about like healing potions?
Well, healing potions are the same as they always are. 6 silver pieces, a healing potion.
Alright, how much do you have in stock?
Well, I've got, I think, she, sort of gives a slight toot from her, trunk, and, it doesn't sound like that. Sasha, pipe down.
She just makes
No.
a dog noise.
Shh. Yeah, she makes a dog noise.
Shoosh. Shoosh dog.
Alright.
Yeah, so she makes a slight toot with her trunk, and then, you see the small featherless chicken moving around in the back.
I don't think. I appreciate the thought though.
Sure.
No, I'm fine. Thank you though. Alright. Sure.
Grazie.
Grazie.
So, she gives a slight toot. The headless featherless chicken in the back proceeds to run over and brings back a small crate with a couple of vials in it. Looks like I got a dozen right here.
Okay. How about I buy,
Roll for damage.
what?
Roll for damages.
Yeah.
Roll for damages.
4.
4.
You guys get it.
So that would be about 12 silver.
Yep.
So gold
And
piece
she,
and 3 silver.
grabs a couple of them with like 3 fingers, like all 4,
Mm-hmm.
and just hands them over.
Alright, thank you. And these are normal potions, right?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Okay, thank you, Mama.
Of course, darling.
When Folas says that, he just sort of pauses awkwardly. And
Elizabeth is kind of looking at you like with a slight like raised eyebrow.
This is your mama?
Folas turns around and begins walking. Her name is Mama Maggie.
And at this point, at that,
Oh, why didn't you just call him Maggie?
Folas walks out of the store.
Stella says, "See you later, Folas."
Goodbye, Estella.
Estella!
I just had a really cringe moment. Oh god.
That's Fortnite thing.
All right.
And then, oh right.
Anything?
I was gonna go to the guy, the thrift store guy. Possibly.
Yeah.
That.
Herb. Herb's trinkets.
Herb the girl.
Herb.
Uh,
Herb.
Hello, Herb.
And you open the door, and you see this spry little gnomish man. Ah, hello. Hi. How may I help you?
Hey, Herb. So I'm Folas from Mars. I don't know if you've met me before.
Oh no, I don't think so. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Do you accept buying stuff, or you just?
Well, every once in a while, yes, I do buy things.
Okay. And I get this, right? I pull up the chainmail.
Whoa! He says with a slight stutter.
Yeah, see, the blacksmith guy here isn't very nice, and he's like, I don't want to buy anything from you. So.
Oh yeah, Rick is not the nicest man.
Yeah. I just got a crap load of stuff that I feel like people need, but he's not accepting it. So.
Oh well, I don't know how much chainmail would be. I could possibly sell it, but yes. How much are you? What's your asking price?
Well, seeing as this is the specially customized chainmail from the Vanguard of the Dragonborn, because I imagine there's probably like a green cape and like a little dragon is in
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty special. 15 gold pieces.
Done. Consider it done.
Money! That's
Just
all
dumb.
I care about. I just want money.
And he like quickly grabs it from you and hauls it over, sort of like puts it up on these small hooks that he has on the wall. It's like and he quickly writes down on a piece of paper, and then places a tag on the actual armor. He's like, "Here you go," and you see now he's marked it up by 5 gold pieces.
This guy's wonderful. Now this might interest you actually for trinkets, right?
Yes, I do specialize in trinkets.
I pull out
what do you
last
have?
dark crystal I have.
Ooh, what's that?
We found this in a cave with these like flesh bats. He sets it on his desk. It's magical definitely, but it appears to just make everything around it darker a little bit. Very interesting item.
Oh yes, very very interesting indeed. Is it magical or?
Oh yeah, it's definitely magical. I don't think this is like.
Oh, very interesting. I mean, I have seen people use darkness spell, but this seems to be constantly going. No requirement for attunement or
Nope,
any.
it's just been sitting in my backpack for a while.
Wow, that's actually quite impressive. I will give you, get this, 5 silver pieces for that. Seeing that it's so small, I mean, I think it's a fair price.
That's fair enough. Yeah. All right, done.
And he quickly grabs it and
He's gonna sell it for a goddamn gold piece.
no, he actually he only marked to 7 silver pieces.
Okay, that's fair. Now I believe the shield I have is actually Samuel's door, so I don't think I'm gonna sell the shield.
Yeah, it's just a door.
So then I look at him and I'm like, all right. This is the part where I was like, I just have a crap ton of stuff that is from that Vanguard. He pulls out a short sword, pulls out a short sword, pulls out a short sword.
Holy
He also
smokes!
pulls
A lot
out
of weaponry.
short bow.
Well, I'm not really a purveyor of weaponry per se, but is there I mean, and I admit you've sort of almost wiped me out in terms of cash at the moment.
That's fair.
But wow, that's quite impressive. Is there anything that you're
Yeah.
I sell pocket watches, maps. I sell compasses, various navigation devices, kitchen utensils,
Huh.
various toolkits. If you're interested in maybe setting up a distillery, I actually have some tools in the back. Just for that.
I mean, I actually dabble into, maybe this is a question I should ask Mama Maggie, but you have just a bunch of stuff, right? You have like a bunch of interesting stuff.
Oh yes, this is the trinkets shop. So
weird liquid.
What do you mean? What do you mean by weird exactly?
Liquid that you wouldn't like, I don't know, find in a puddle.
And he at this he sort of like darts around and like looks out the window a bit. He like quickly runs over and flips over the sign that said open.
Oh my god, he's a black market. Oh my god, this guy is actually the coolest NPC.
What exactly do you have in mind?
Folas is just dumbfounded. So, wait, you run an underground business here?
I dabble.
It's kind of cool. I don't know. I can make potions myself. Actually, I just need materials. You know.
Oh, okay. And he like opens the door again and puts the sign back to open.
What, you expecting me like by pig's blood or something?
Well, no. I mean, I some things that are a little more for the adventurous people.
Can I just? I wanna just, if I have anything cool, I think I'll come back here. What's your name again?
Herb.
Herbs. Right, Herbs. You're very cool, Herb. Yeah, I just need materials, if anything.
Oh, well, what do you expect, actually making?
Well, how about something that, possibly... Ooh, hold on. Let me grab something here. Where is it? I need my flashlight. Oh, it's actually over here. Hold on. I just grabbed my Dungeon Master's Guide. Okay. Well, you know, I've only dabbled like a bit into it. I only messed with it when I had to make a trap for a vampire we were hunting in Caston. Does Elizabeth react at all?
She's like a little worried at how twitchy little gnome is like running around back and forth and like acting rather shady.
Yeah, Elizabeth, this is just a normal Saturday for me at this point. Let's see here.
A little concerning.
All right, potions. Do you have any materials that could make me grow for like a bit?
Well, I can think of a couple things that make you feel that way, at least.
What do you mean?
No, like, I'm talking quite literally.
Oh well, no, I can't help you with that. Sorry.
Can I just can I roll? What is this like? Knowledge. What kind of knowledge would this be for how to make a potion that would make me grow in size?
Hold on. I think that would have to do with you'd have to be using alchemical tools.
Right, I have alchemist
Let me
supplies.
pull up Xanathar's guide. So I think it would just be a tool check, honestly.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain.
Which I got a fat intelligence bonus, so.
Yeah.
Oh, pH.
It's not that bad. 14.
14? I mean, you don't have the tools. You don't have alchemical supplies last time I checked.
No, he's had it since the start of the game.
Oh, you
when we went to when we were hunting Elizabeth, I remember I tried to make a concoction that would attract a vampire.
Oh, so you do actually have alchemist supplies. Okay. Well, considering it'd be a rather complex one, well, go ahead and roll. Are you proficient with your supplies?
I am.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Again, or do you want me to use the roll I just rolled?
What'd you just roll?
14.
Not good enough. Sorry, Chief.
That's fine. Well, let me look for something simpler. Simple ideas. Simple ideas. You know what, Riker? What's the most interesting thing you have here? Riker.
Well, I have this stuff that it certainly helps in terms of getting insight into how people really feel about things, to say the least.
How does it work?
Well, what you do first is you gotta melt it down, and then either consume it or
So it's like a
or inject it somehow. That's the best way to do it.
So we're talking poison here.
Well, there are some side effects. I will, but
How severe are we
It,
talking?
It's let's just say it's not too good for the bloodstream. But based on your appearance, sir, you seem to be used to this thing. So I mean, and he sort of gestures to all the cuts on your arm and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. How much will that cost me?
How much are we talking? Exactly.
How much of you are you willing to give me?
How much are you willing to buy?
How much would you say one supplement is?
A one? That's gonna run you about 5 gold pieces.
Okay. One will be enough.
I mean, I could get you a little more, a bit of a weaker dose, but if you're wanting to have the full experience, then
You know what?
5.
I already do bad stuff to my body. Let's 5. Here you go.
And at which point he sort of goes to the door again, puts the closed sign, and then he goes behind, and you hear a and you see him just sort of disappear behind the counter.
Okay, what is Elizabeth's face now?
She's like, I'm just gonna go, and she just sort of walks out at this point.
That's fair.
And after a few minutes of waiting, you hear and Herb reappears behind the desk, or behind the counter, and he has a small bag, about maybe the size of, I would say, just maybe like a quarter of your palm, just a tiny little bag, and he gives it to you.
Okay. So it's like a
Just to
pouch.
Yeah, it's like and he's very gentle when giving it to you. Don't press on it, otherwise the powder may.
Oh, this is powder?
Yes, you gotta melt it down
I see. Okay.
beforehand. If you do try to inhale it, the dose may be too direct into the blood-brain barrier, and it's got a bad effect. Let's just say that.
I'm gonna call this pouch of insightful dust. Okay. Well, Riker, it's a pleasure doing. Herb, it's a pleasure doing business with you. And Folas
Yes,
sticks out
pleasure
an
doing
arm.
business. And he eagerly shakes it like rapidly up and down.
I'll go flip your sign for you.
Thank you. And as he presses a button that's sort of behind the counter, and the door swings open on its own.
Very cool. And I flip his sign over.
So, yeah.
Huh. All
Belmont, is there anything you want to do in this
I'll
time?
go to the train station.
Not really. I think I'm just waiting for everyone to be done for the train.
Alright. Chance, you see Chance after like an hour or so, he wanders out of the tavern. He's a little woozy.
Oh, Chance. Every time with you. It's not even nighttime.
Look, it's never a bad time for.
Okay, did you get the strongest stuff there?
Look, what I drink is none of your business.
Man. Alright, well, looks like we have to get on our horses again, because, the train just left.
Oh, man. Alright. Well, listen, do we actually have, food for the trip?
I
A little low on.
have, like, another... Give me a second. I have 5 days worth. Unless, Belmont wants to go get us more rations.
Sure. I can run by.
Alright, thanks, Belmont. Alright, now I'm gonna get my steamed eggs. No one forgets the story.
So what's Belmont doing?
Yeah, Belmont.
To the
Are you
general
gonna just head
store.
market.
Yeah.
Alright. There's just like a couple of produce stands, or, just like vegetables, fruits. There's a small little store that has. It's more like a grocer. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. And there's how many of us now? There's 6.
Yeah, because Estelle's with you.
Okay.
You just Estelle?
Or Elizabeth. 2 E's,
Yeah.
2 grills.
So should I get like?
Hard.
I'll get 30 rations, 5 days worth.
Okay.
That's enough. My God.
How much is that going to cost?
What's up?
How much is that going to cost?
30 days, that's about, call it, about 2 gold pieces. It's not that.
Okay.
Alright. So, what were you saying, Seth? What do you...
My guy, like, eventually would get hungry, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Alright.
Now for the real challenge, am I right?
Yeah, how do I eat? Belmont can do whatever he needs to do. Because after that, that's when I'll
Alright, Belmont, anything you want to do in the meantime?
No, I'm just gonna head back to the train or wherever we'll meet.
Alright. Cool.
So, after like that 2 hours, the train's already gone, right? The train left.
Yeah.
Okay, my guy didn't know. He's eventually just gonna be like, I'm hungry.
Okay.
So, Belmont's over near him, right?
Mhm.
So he walks up to Belmont. Belmont,
What's up?
is there any place to buy?
Could you repeat that? It's kind of cutting out for me.
Is there any place to get food nearby?
We can go by the tavern and get some food, sure.
Alright. My guy's gonna walk to the tavern.
Alright.
I will follow.
See a couple of gnomes, dwarves, and kobolds all sort of drinking and eating.
Mhm.
You see a elderly-looking dwarf behind the counter. How may I help you?
I would like something to eat.
Very well. What do you have in mind? Anything in particular?
Not really. Surprise me.
Very well. And he goes into the back. He says, "Today's special pork chops." Or as I call them, the hand chop special. And he brings out a plate. It's got 2 chops on it, and it has 2 piles of what was I gonna say? And 2 piles of mashed potatoes. So you see why it's called the ham chop, because it looks like a fake.
My guy would know what all the foods are, right?
Yeah.
So my guy just kind of like sits down. How much?
Oh, well, that'll run you about 4 copper pieces.
He places a piece of gold on the table.
Well, that's very generous of you.
A man named Aurier told me to be nice, so I'm doing that.
Oh, you're friends of... Well, he's an interesting fellow.
Yes, he is. Anyways, first I gotta figure out how to... And then my guy's gonna like try to take up his helmet.
You seem to be a little stuck, lad.
Yes. My armor is bound to me, you see. I can't take it off. But there has to be a way.
I have no idea what that
I'm
means.
gonna roll. I rolled a 17, so instinctively, something takes over my guy, and he just reaches out, and then the food just kind of like absorbs, like this black smoke kind of overtakes it from his hand,
Mhm.
and then and then it eventually fades away back into his. All the food is
I'm not like other ASMRs. I eat
Huh?
my food with smoke.
gone.
I smoke all my food.
That's when you know you're a heavy smoker.
Yeah.
So then,
Smoke jokes incoming. Watch out.
Then he just kind of like pulls his hand like this, like that was weird.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Most of my patrons do that to their...
I'm glad they don't.
Yeah.
Now, my guy has to stay hydrated. Like, do you have any water?
Yes. I can get you some. And he goes over to a slight pump near the back, and he pumps out a glass of water. There's a couple of specks of dirt in it.
Yeah. And then like takes his hand, and then the smoke absorbs that, but leaves behind all the pieces.
Yeah.
And that is like, hey Belmont,
Yeah.
are you hungry?
I'll be fine for now. We can eat on the road.
Alright. When is the train supposed to arrive?
I'm not sure exactly. I thought Folas would know.
Bolus.
Folas Bennett.
Perhaps we should go find Polis.
I don't know where he is. I think it'd be best just to wait for him.
Alright.
A few minutes later, you actually see Estella or Elizabeth walk up. God, I always get those two confused.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Do you know when the train is leaving?
Well, last time I checked, it should be about, I don't know, maybe a half an hour before it gets here and is ready to go.
Okay. Where's Polis?
Doing something shady.
Oh, I see. Are you hungry?
No, I ate.
Oh, I forgot. You only drink blood.
Yes, that's the thing. I'd like to keep that on the down low, please.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm still learning social cues.
Oh, well, that's all right, I guess. I mean,
Sorry, I'm kind of retarded.
Does Folas begin to show up at this point?
you're retarded.
Answer the.
Yeah. Arrives a few minutes.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys, Scarce here.
Hey guys, it's your boy,
So it's been Morris.
Bolus Benois.
Bolus Ben Baris.
We have another League of Legends review. New season. Anyways. Folas.
Yeah,
When is the train supposed to arrive?
I checked the schedule.
Yeah, it's like maybe 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
All we do is board, right?
Yeah, all we do is board and they take us a direction.
Okay.
But
Alright.
I got this.
might have to talk to conductor.
Why is that?
I don't think anyone goes back to Caston.
Why not?
Well, there's no one there anymore. No business there. But it's worth a try.
Can't we just ask them to stop on the?
I'm pretty sure Caston isn't on the way, it's at the end.
My only friend, the end.
So we should be able to reach it, correct?
You should be.
Are you hungry?
No, not really. Thank you for
Did
asking.
you?
Sorry, did I what?
Did you eat this morning too?
I did.
I didn't. I ate now though.
How'd you eat?
I assume it's what's eating.
What is eat?
What'd you eat?
The ham something.
Pork?
Well, it was pork, but called it like, ham chops or something like that.
Maybe. Anyway, I guess we wait here for 15 minutes.
Well, should we wait by the train station?
Wait by the train station. It's not gonna be that long.
Alright. So you wait by the train station. Train arrives. And I'm assuming you wanting to buy tickets.
Yep.
My guy goes to try and walk on.
Okay.
That's what he said. We just walk on. So my guy's just gonna walk.
So yeah, you see him just walk onto the train.
Ludwig.
You don't know his name.
Blue armored person.
My guy can't hear. He's in the train now.
He's in the train.
All right. Can I buy his ticket, please?
Yeah, sure.
All right. How much is a ticket?
It's 1 silver. per person.
Okay, well, I have to pay for Elizabeth's too, so 3 silver.
Yep.
My guy just takes a seat next to him.
Alright. Folas gets on the train.
All right.
Why did it take you so long to get the train?
Well, I had to pay for Elizabeth's, yours, and mine.
Hey, I thought we just got on.
Maybe I wasn't too direct with you.
I also get on and hand them a silver.
So you have to pay to be on the train?
Yep.
Why didn't you tell me?
I wasn't very direct. It was only like a silver piece. It's okay.
Oh, let me pay you back. And then I reach into my pouch and I hand him a gold piece.
I'm not arguing. Thank you.
What'd you say?
Thank you.
My Oreo told me to be nice, so I've spent about 7 gold pips just giving it.
I see. Well, Ori
Bruh.
was a very nice person.
He seemed more like a bird, but he was very.
Does the train leave yet?
Yeah, the train's moving now.
It's going towards Caston, right?
Yeah, actually. It's funny because the first stop is still Caston.
Oh, cool.
My
Alright.
guy gets to the back cabin,
All right.
like the very back.
All right.
What's back there?
It's the very back cabin, storage cabin, with livestock and stuff. But or it would be full of livestock, but it seems like that's empty at the
Is there anything in it?
moment. No, it's got little bits of hay on
I
the
roll
ground.
perception to see if there's anything.
Okay,
That's a 16.
you found a cow patty. Congratulations.
That can be used in alchemy.
I suppose so.
What was the good thing about Caston? Was
Is
there
it
any
like-
flowers in Caston?
You figure out its property.
Nathan.
I won't stop you from eating a cow patty, though.
I think I'll pass.
Nathan.
Yeah, what's up?
Does Caston have a garden?
No.
Are there any flowers on the train?
Not really, no.
Besides our party, is there anybody else on the train?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few people. The majority of them seem to be hobgoblins.
Do I know what those are?
No.
Okay, so after I do my little spawn, I'm gonna.
Yeah, there is goblins, hobgoblins, a couple of well-dressed, men, or just humans on the train.
I know what humans are.
Yeah.
I go up to one of the hobgoblins. Where are you?
I'm a hobgoblin.
What's that?
Well, the hobgoblin, I'm from East. I'm just here to work the tracks. We're setting up more rails.
Do you know anything about the Raven Queen?
And he shakes his head, sort of like confused at this stranger just walked.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna walk to the nicely dressed human.
Yeah.
Hello, what's your name?
They sort of look over at you, and then you just sort of continue talking among.
Hello. What is your name?
None of your business.
Well, that's why I'm talking to you, because I want to learn it.
Yes, well, I'm much too preoccupied at the moment.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make conversation.
Yes, well,
Are you from the old world?
no.
So you're born and raised here?
Yes.
Well, it's nice to meet you. One of my party members is a second.
Okay.
Which town are you from?
None of your business.
You're correct, which is fine. I don't know what.
If you must know, I'm from the island of Manset.
Oh, where's that?
East.
East. That's where the old world is.
No, I'm not from across the sea. That's what you're asking.
Oh. So there's an island out there?
Yes. It's right off the coast.
What brought you to this world?
I'm not from the world. Okay. And he sort of gestures to one of the hobgoblins, and they come. My boss wants you to come with me, please.
What for?
He's you're stressing him out a little bit, so.
Well, I'm just curious.
Well, they don't want to be talking to you at the moment. They're a little preoccupied with their own business.
What might that be?
Well, they're in charge of running the construction of the rails.
Oh, so in the point, he turns back to the.
Yes.
Oh, well. I hand him a gold piece. Well, thank you for building it.
He sort of just like looks at you and sort of continues his conversation with the other fellow who's talking to him.
Hobgoblin? He turns to like the hobgoblin.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you from the old world?
Yes.
So why are you out here again?
Well, I came out here for work, and recently they need some cheap labor in order to build the railroads, and
Why work for cheap?
the stipends don't work for free, so I can work relatively cheap. It's a lot easier to send money back to my family back home.
Well, he hands him 3 gold pieces. Maybe this will help.
His eyes like widen. Thank you.
No problem. I'm just trying to be nice.
Well, that's very generous of you.
Quick question. Is this the...
No.
do you know anything about the Raven?
I can't say I do.
Have you ever heard of Raven?
No.
Alright. Bye. And then he walks back to his normal.
Thank you. And he gives a slight. And
and then,
as you start to leave, you see him go over, and he sort of tells him off a bit, and then he like walks like
yeah,
back further in the cars.
understandable. Alright. I'm gonna walk very front now.
All right. So at the very front, I mean that's about 2 cars in. You pass the rest of the party.
I just
Sitting
kind of
there.
wave to them as I walk by. Hello.
Post waves.
And you get to the front, and there's lock that goes to the actual engine train. There's no response. It's really loud up front.
I wonder who could be in.
I mean, there's a small little window that you can see, and there's just some guys like looking at some gauges, shoveling some coal. The actual.
Dylan. My guy will turn around
All right.
and then look out. Right.
All right, and you see So which side are you looking out on? Westward or eastward?
Eastward.
All right. To the east, you do actually see at one point you end up crossing over a bridge that goes over a river. And there's some large fields all the way through. And it's just a rather nice sight. And then you arrive in Caston.
Oh,
hours later. And I think that's where we will or end for now.
Alright, let me end the stream real quick.
Hold on, we got to do
I know.
we got to say goodbye and do announcements and whatnot. So I think we're still good for next
Should be.
week.
It's not. That doesn't. June 8th, right? Because I'm not here.
June 8th.
Shouldn't be.
No, yeah,
it's not.
that's not June 8th. So
Yeah, because I'm gone June 8th through the 16th.
okay, well, I know.
And then June 23rd, which is a Sunday, my wife and I are also going to be out of town.
Okay,
So I'll be gone for a couple weeks.
well, I know I'm also going to be gone on 15th, so
Okay.
that's fine. So yeah, we'll be here for the next week. I hope you enjoyed listening in the session in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, and goodbye until next time.
Bye.
Bye.